Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about fragrance samples that I've used up in this past month. If you know my channel, you do know that I've taken a month to just finish up some fragrance samples, and I really was feeling like adventurous and like doing something fun, discovering new scents. And I've discovered a few that I liked, but most of them I really didn't, and that tends to be true for whenever I get samples of any fragrances. I'm pretty picky in terms of quality, in terms of ingredients, and in terms of style of scents that I do like. So let's get to it. I'll tell you which fragrances I finished up. Actually, I have several fails from Edgardio Chilini, not necessarily fails, but fragrances that I won't purchase in full size, and a couple that I actually was super impressed with. These were sent to me for trying, and it was really interesting because, I mean, these are decent 2 ml samples, decent size samples, and I was quite able to figure out which fragrances I did like, which fragrances I didn't like. And out of all of the ones that were sent, I was very scrutinous. I went through them and really invested some time into figuring out which ones were really amazing scents. And I came to the conclusion that Edgardio Chilini is a fragrance brand that has very high quality fragrances and some really interesting picks as well. But I think what they do best is gourmands. I think gourmands for them are where they shine, where they do their best work. So actually all the fragrances that I picked out, and I'll tell them about them in a second, were the ones that I'm considering purchasing from them myself with my own money, were really, you know, some gourmands, edible fragrances. So I was very impressed with those. However, some florals are really good quality, but I just didn't find them to be exciting enough. Magisterium by Edgardio Chilini, I didn't even finish. This, to me, smells like something my husband should wear, so I will pass it on to him. It's a very masculine scent to me, so I'm quite excited to have tried it, but it was not for me, so I will pass it on. And Casta Diva, that I'll also get him to try. This didn't sit well on me because I feel like there are a lot of it's an interesting combination, it's an interesting fragrance, but on my skin it did smell rancid. On paper it smelled fine, on my skin it just went terribly. So these two I'm gonna pass on to my husband. Then we have No Faith in Love. That was a really pretty, clean, slightly soapy floral. I thought it was nice, but I didn't think it was groundbreaking. I didn't think it was, you know, extremely interesting. And from a niche fragrance brand, I'm expecting outstanding, interesting, cool scents, or something extremely versatile and wearable and like a fragrance signature. This was nice, but just nice. Then we have Languor in Passion, and by the way, all of them had tremendous staying power. The quality I have no problem with. This was okay. Really, I didn't leave much of an impression. And then Money Perfume, also very nice and clean, unisex, laundry detergent, floral, very clean. Was fine. Did not really develop a very strong attachment to it whatsoever. However, here are the 3 that I am absolutely going to consider purchasing in full size, and all 3 of them, like I said, are gourmands. And to me, having tried a ton of their scents, they sent me like a lot of their scents, maybe 20, 25 even, something like that. Out of all of them, these were the ones that were left over, and the scents that I really gravitated towards in this niche brand are the edible scents, the gourmands, and so I think they probably do those best. So Caffeier by Edgardio Chilini was the first one that I was just blown away by. This is coffee. This is freshly milled coffee, maybe a little bit of rose, really a solid floral note of coffee, beautifully done, very realistic. I was super impressed, and this is going to be on my to purchase list from them, so I will definitely do that. Then we have Skin Scent Baby, which was almondy, nutty, yummy, sweet, a little bit of a flaky French pastry with the almond filling, like an almondine, but much better. Very, very tasty. Beautiful fragrance. I really enjoyed it. I will totally consider purchasing this one. I think Caffeier is a definite yes. This one is a probably. And another one that I really liked, that I think is a really good vanilla scent. Like if you love vanilla and you like a complex yet beautiful and cozy vanilla, this is a really nice dry Madagascar vanilla. You know, not the sweetie bakery type, but the kind I like, slightly powdery, slightly dry, very sophisticated vanilla. This is good. And this is Mexicana de Vanilla by Edgardio Chilini. This is a good vanilla scent, and I am usually not a fan of very vanillic fragrances because they always seem very cheap to me, or teeny bopper or super mainstream and kind of boring. But Mexicana de Vanilla is really, it's an exceptionally good vanillic fragrance. So if you like it, I would suggest that one. Then I had a few Atelier Cologne and other little sample sizes. And unfortunately, compared to Edgardio Chilini, especially the vanillic ones, Atelier Cologne really fell flat for me. Tobacco Nuit was just okay. I've tried this fragrance before, so I knew I wasn't going to be over the moon for it. I enjoy wearing it, but it wasn't anything purchase worthy to me. Vanille Intense by Atelier Cologne. Get this by Edgardio Chilini, not this, but by Atelier Cologne. I don't really quite know where the prices are ranging, but to be honest, Atelier Cologne is really not a cheap brand. It's like they charge like selective prices. They charge niche prices, so this is quite expensive. So I'm assuming this is actually truly niche and much better quality. So I would suggest instead of Atelier Cologne to go for Mexicana de Vanilla by Edgardio Chilini. So it's not bad. It's not a bad vanilla, but it is not. I don't think it's a niche vanilla scent. I think they could have done better and they should have done better. Essence Jeunesse or Jeunelle, I'm not sure. The writing of this sales associate is really atrocious by Atelier Cologne. Was fine, nothing interesting. L'Absolu by Narciso Rodriguez, Narciso for her. Thank you, Anna. It was actually really great. And this is not my first sample size. I've actually purchased a full bottle of this. So I own this guy in full. Tells you how much I loved this one. Clearly, like, I am going to say praises to it because it made me buy the freaking full bottle. And I love this scent. This is a really great musky, slightly vintage, beautiful skin scent. Rose. Oh, so good. Very pretty. I am going to film a separate video on it. I think I've already spoken about it last year when I did get it. This was kind of just a leftover sample, but I might update it because I love this scent. This is so good. And a couple of really small samples of very mainstream fragrances. So Mon Paris by Yves Saint Laurent. This is actually not a bad fruity scent. I think it's very tasty. It's like tasty, fruity, floral. Not a serious scent. I don't think it's worthy of carrying the Mon Paris banner for Yves Saint Laurent, but I think it's nice. I didn't mind it. I thought it was really cute for lovers of sweet, floral, fruity, sort of edible, but slightly floral scents. I think this is a really good find. I think it's quite, it's a little bit too simple and boring for me, a little too sweet, but tolerable, which is more than I can say for most of these style of fragrances for me, for my taste. Then we have Chloe Fleur de Parfum by Chloe. I struggle with Chloe. I really want to love their scents, but there was ever only one scent. I think it was called In Love, and I still have some of my bottle left. Not that much, but that was discontinued. So the only interesting scent they had with some rice notes, they just got rid of. I struggle with Chloe. I think Chloe is, yes, they're very mainstream and wearable, but I just don't think they're worth it. I think you could do so much better with your scents. So Chloe did not impress me at all. And same can be said for Sunny Side Up, which I did use up, but it was a struggle. This is by Juliette Hezegun. And I have a whole sampler to try from Juliette Hezegun, so I'm quite excited to try it. but Sunny Side Up was one that I picked, and it was, there is so much ambrette here, and it did not sit, this particular, at least ambrette, did not sit well on me. It was a little bit painful. And I smelled tons of patchouli. Do you smell patchouli in here? If you know this scent, for me, it was patchouli galore. And the manufacturer do not list patchouli as one of the notes, I don't think. I think I looked it up at some point, and I'm shocked because that's all I smell here. What the heck? I think it's a combination of a variety of notes that ended up in this fragrance, but it was, it was bad on my skin. I don't think it's a bad fragrance. I think some people might really, really like it because it is unique, it is interesting. It has really good lasting power, because I did try to wash it off the first time I applied it. I was like, oh no, this is not gonna work out. But this went really rancid and horrible on my skin. I can't not recommend it. Obviously, you have to try this on skin because this is not a universal kind of harmless fragrance, and it made my eyes water. I did not like this. Actively disliked it, but I do recognize that the quality of this fragrance, the Juliette Has a Gun Sunny Side Up, is actually quite impressive. So this is a great fragrance if you can take the scent, if the scent is your cup of tea. For me, although patchouli isn't listed, that's all I smell. Patchouli and ambrette, and it was just, nearly knocked me out. So no for me, but I don't discourage you. I think this is a really good quality fragrance. That's it for today. This is my my perfume samples that I've used up in the last month. I think it's pretty decent. I cleaned out some of the little ones, and I will move on to using some of my bigger samples. And for bigger samples, I'll do separate reviews, because I actually will have a much better idea with the bigger samples of what I think of a fragrance. I do think that I need quite a few wears to really form an opinion. I'm not a reviewer who will give you first impressions, because I do think first impressions, especially for fragrances, are absolutely useless. It makes no sense for me to do, so I won't. So for these ones, I told you which ones I enjoyed. And these 3 Edgardio Chilinis, I'm actually gonna save these little ones, and I might mosey on over for the fall and pick up some of these scents, because all of them are gourmands. I don't wanna buy them for the summer, because in the summer I prefer something a little lighter. But if you do like gourmands, I think those are fantastic. Really, really good buy. Especially if you like coffee. Oh, that coffee perfume is so authentic. Really, really good. However, you know, I'm telling you about these not because they were sent to me, because there are plenty of the ones that were sent to me that I did not like. And I am completely ready and will spend my own money on it, so that is why I feel okay letting you know about them. That's it for today. See you guys later. Have a good day. Bye bye.